So today we'll discuss the housing management of poultry part 2. That in previous class we have already discussed how many types of housing system is used in poultry, just like intensive system, semi-intensive system, intensive system. In intensive system, there are two layering system, that is deep litter system and cage system. What are the requirements for housing system? So this temperature, floor space, feeding space, watering space, site selection for poultry farm. So these topics we have already discussed, and today we'll discuss the layout design, that is layout of poultry farm, and at poultry farm how the different type of buildings should be arranged, that is layout of poultry farm. A small size poultry farm does not require any special layout, because a small poultry farm there is one or two shade, so there is no special consideration should be given for layout. But in large, medium and large size poultry farm, there are so many buildings, so it is required to be arranged in a proper way at the poultry farm. That you see in the picture, that is the road. There are both sides the poultry farm. This is the poultry farm. This is office, a store. This is the layout should not allow visitor or outside vehicle near the birds. And the layout of poultry farm, a poultry shed should be in such a way that no any person, outside person, and that is visitors, which are not working or related to the poultry farm, or vehicle coming outside by bringing feeds, medicine, whatever purpose, or purchasing or taking poultry from egg from the farm. So these vehicles, outside vehicles and outside vehicles are not allowed to the farm, because it is responsible for spread out so many types of disease to the poultry birds. The shade should be located that fresh air first passes from the brooding shade, followed by grower or layer shade, to prevent the spread of disease from layer house to the brooder house. Generally, the poultry farm has three types of shade, that is brooder shade for brooding of chicks, grower shade, and for brooder shade 0 to 6 week or 8 week, grower shade 8 to 18 week or 20 weeks, and that after that the layer shade, it is from 20 week to or 18 week to 72 weeks. So the building or shade at the poultry farm should be arranged such a way that the air, the fresh air coming to the farm, is first passes from brooder to grower and to layer shade. That is, first there should be in the direction of wind, there should be brooder shade, then grower shade, then layer shade, because old birds are reservoir of microorganisms of so many disease. So it is said that the air first passes through brooder shade to grower shade, then to layer shade. So there is minimum chances of spread of disease from layer shade to the brooder shade. The minimum distance between brooder shade and grower shade is 50 to 100 feet, and between grower shade and layer shade, the distance should be 100 meter. And the distance between brooder shade and grower shade is must be 50 to 100 feet, and between grower shade to layer shade 100 meter. The egg store room, office room, and feed stores are located near the entrance of the farm, because the egg store room, office room, and feed store, there are frequent movement of the people, so it should be arranged at the interest of the poultry farm. The disposal pit, that is disposal of a poultry excreta and sick room where the sick birds will be treated, should be situated at the end of the farm, an extreme end, and at the last of the farm, so that the disease from the excreta or from the sick birds can't come to the poultry shed birds to the different shed of poultry farm. Now the construction details of poultry house. And at the poultry farm, what are the dimensions of different structure or criteria for construction of poultry houses? In any building, there are requirement of foundation, plinth, wall, roof, door, window, just like this type of a structure for construction of poultry shed. So the foundation should be 3 feet deep under the up to the ground level. And foundation that is also called in the nib, that should be 3 feet deep. The width of the bottom should be around 2.5 feet and gradually reach to 1 feet near the surface of the ground. The plinth or table should be 1 feet high from the ground so that the water should be easily drained from the poultry shed. Okay. The side wall should be 2 feet high with a width of 1 feet. And side wall should be of 2 feet high from the ground, from the plinth, and the width of the wall should be 1 foot. The roof may be thatched, maybe made up of galvanized iron sheet, maybe asbestos sheet. But the thatched roof is less costly, but it requires regular repair or maintenance or replacement year after year. So it is not very cheap for a long time. But when someone is using galvanized iron sheet or asbestos sheet, they should be painted white from upper side to reflect the sun ray, so that there should be less load of heat on the building and finally on the birds. The height of roof should be around 8 to 10 feet. That should be not too high or too less, because if the roof is too low, then there is chances of more heat load on the birds. And if the roof is too high, then there is more chance of killing of birds. So, and there should be overhang on the side wall where window is situated, so that no direct sunlight should be come to the shade, or the rainwater during the rainy season should not come to the shade to wet the litter material, which is responsible for high ammonia production and finally to respiratory disease of the bird. Door of each shade or each pen should be around 3 by 5 feet, so that it can easily allow for feed and water supply. The floor should be rat proof. That should means it should be made of concrete or cement, so that should not come borrow the roof, borrow the floor, and eat the feed of the birds. Or there should be chances to spread the disease from wild animal to the birds. So it should be for prevention of this type of disease. So floor of the pen should be made up of concrete or cement. It's optimal environmental condition for rearing boiler. For rearing boilers, not layers, for rearing boilers for 6 to 8 weeks. What are the optimal environmental requirement? The temperature of shade should be 20 to 30 degrees centigrade, that is 70 to 85 degree Fahrenheit. Relative humidity 30 to 60%. Ammonia level in the shade must be less than 25 ppm. Litter moisture should be 25 to 30%, not more than 30%, and not less than 20%. Air flow in the shade should be 2.2 cubic feet per minute per kg body weight of the bird. That is the air flow. That is fresh air coming to the shade from the window or from the tunnel ventilation, from the roof ventilation, wall ventilation, whatever system is being used. The air flow rate should be at the rate of 2.2 cubic feet per minute per kg body weight of the bird. Next is floor access requirement. And but so floor access requirement, which type of bird? That is egg type of chicken, that's the layer birds, or meat type chicken. So the for egg type chicken, that is for layer birds, the space requirement in deep PTS system and cage system. Generally, I have told you in previous class that cage system is mostly used for laying birds and deep PTS system are mostly used for boiler. So for layers, an egg type chicken from 0 to 8 weeks, the space requirement in deep PTS system is 0.6 square feet per bird. In cage system, 0.2 square feet. From age 9 to 18 weeks, 1.25 square feet in deep litter system, 0.3 square feet in cage system, and from 18 weeks to 72 weeks until the birds are culled. The space requirement in deep litter system is 1.5 square feet per bird, and in cage system 0.5 square feet per bird. For boiler, that is meat type chicken, from 0 to 4 weeks. In deep litter system, that is 0.3 square feet per bird, and from 4 to 8 weeks, 0.75 square feet per bird. By thumb rule, we are generally giving or providing 1 square feet floor space for boiler from 0 day to 8 weeks. General by thumb rule, 1 square feet for layer, boiler, and 2 square feet for laying type of birds. So when we are constructing the shed for boiler layer, we should take into consideration that the floor space should be given by thumb rule. For boiler, 1 square feet per bird, for layer 2 square feet per bird. Next, environmentally controlled houses for poultry, that is ECH. And what is ECH? You have seen that generally we are using deep litter system, that is open side system, or cage system. So all systems are open side, where walls are partially open, not completely open, partially open, because the height of wall from the plinth should be given is approximately 2 to 3 feet. So rest portion is open and covered with wire mesh net. So what is environmentally controlled house? For control house, in environmentally controlled house, there is no window. And all the microclimatic environment required for the birds should be fully controlled and completely controlled. So this is the environmentally controlled house. A controlled environment house is one in which inside conditions are maintained as near as possible to the bird's optimum requirement. The temperature, humidity, ventilation. So what is required for the birds is completely maintained near to the requirement. It necessitates a completely enclosed when there is complete control on the microclimatic condition, not macro, that's microclimatic condition of the shed, then the shed should be completely closed. And that means there should be no window, there should be a door, but no window. The environmentally controlled houses is totally controlled by machine. And everything are automatic because there is no frequent movement of the people or workers. So it is completely, fully automatic and controlled by the machines. That is automatic feeding, automatic drinking of birds, automatic medication, automatic ventilation, automatic light management, automatic cooling system. That is PAD system. And so that where just for example, nowadays there is hot climate, any temperature more than 37 degree centigrade outside of the shed, and we have to maintain the about 27 degrees C at 25 degrees centigrade temperature inside the shed. So there should be requirement of cooling pad so that the warm air should be cooled down and comes near to the requirement of the birds placed in the shed. The air is removed from the house by exhaust fan and fresh air is brought through the intake opening. There are so many openings in the wall. That is the ventilation system in which the fresh air is coming by inlet situated in the wall, and expired air, foul air, which is present in the shade, is removed by exhaust fan from inside to outside. The artificial light is used to illuminate the interior because shade is completely covered, so there must be provision of light. So the light is illuminated. Artificial light is used, that is bulb or tubes, incandescent bulbs, which type, whatever type of lighting device is used. It is used for lighting, illuminating the shade. The heat from the butt is used to keep inside temperature within the range required. Just imagine birds are emitting heat in the shade by expired air from the removal of heat from the body. So during the summer, it is when the outside temperature is high in comparison to inside temperature, then this is heat is released in the microclimate, yani environment of the shade, and removed by exhaust fan from inside to outside. But during winter season, when outside temperature is low in comparison to inside temperature, then this heat released from the birds is used for heating the shade. The environmentally controlled poultry house should have a good foundation and gable roof. Gable roof means inverted V-shaped roof, not flat roof. It should be inverted V-shaped roof, and it is completely covered, so there is more requirement of construction material, heavy construction material. So foundation should be so strong to bear the weight of the construction. You say the ventilation system, the external temperature is equal to 37 degrees C. There is cooling pad through which air is passed to the inside, and through cooling pad, then temperature will be reduced to 25 degrees C. Then when birds are expired, their heat is released from the body of birds, that the temperature is increased, which is coming outside by exhaust fan. So it is said that there should be air must be moved to replenish the oxygen, and that hot air which is collected in the shade must be removed, and it is replaced by fresh oxygen for the use of birds, for respiration of bird. And this hot air, foul air, also remove moisture and ammonia gas produced by the excreta and litter system and from the birds, and to keep an optimum temperature and also maintain the optimum temperature required for the birds. The amount of air exhausted should be slightly more than the amount of air coming in the building. Yani the air, the foul air, the warm air, which is loaded with moisture, ammonia, it exhausted slightly more than air coming inside. That is, air going outside the building should be slightly more than air coming, fresh air coming inside the shade. For this, a negative pressure is created within the building and is regulated by the exhaust fan. And the negative pressure is created in the shade by use of exhaust fan, so that there should be more provision of expired air to be go outside through exhaust fan, and coming less air, fresh air, comparatively less, not very less, comparatively less air from fresh air from outside to inside. You say the cooling system, exhaust fan, for use of light, you see everything. Shade dimension of environmentally controlled poultry house. So what should be the direction of the shade? The direction of shade on the long axis should be north to south in cool area, that is in hilly area where temperature, environment temperature is remaining very down, and east to west direction in tropic and hot area, hot and humid area. What will be the width of shade? The width of shade should be 50 feet and height of the roof should be at least 8 feet. The length of the shade varying should be anything, maybe 100 feet, 200, 500, 1000 feet. But it depends on the number of chicks which should be reared in the shade. But there is restriction on width and height of the shade, but there is no restriction on the length of the shade. Because if the width is very low, very high, very large, that is more than 50 feet, then there should be problem in the bearing the burden of the roof, a construction material on the foundation. So, site should be good and linked with main road and away from the population and other building of the state. The ECH building should be constructed at that place where necessary facilities are easily available. If you want to make environmental cultural poultry set in the rural area, very remote area, but the construction material are not available, then they have to purchase a construction very far distance from the, just for example, in from Patna, so it becomes very costly. Other facilities, other shade or building should be and one feed room, one office, one store room, 1 or 2 room for labor and residence of labor, and one generator room with distribution panel, so that electricity will be uniformly distributed to all the shade. Advantage of ECH. What are the advantage of ECH? Environmentally controlled poultry house and produce more chicks in less space. That means in 18,000 square feet, we should rear 30,000 birds, broiler birds. But as in repeater system, repeater we have is 18 square in 18 square feet, 1,000 square feet, only 18,000 birds. Less chance of speed of disease, gain more weight in short duration. FCR and feed calculation is the best decoupled to open sided shade, produced more flock per year as compared to open shade. Meat and egg quality has less labor requirement. Cost of medication is less because there is less chance of speed of disease from one shade to other shade and from outside to inside of the shade, and earn more profit. If input requirement is less, then there should be more profit and health status of birds are remain good. These are the advantage. Next is major issues and its solution. We are seeing that everything is good in environmental control poultry house, but there should be some issues. Just for example, ammonia gas production. And if ammonia gas in the shade is more than 20 ppm, it is a danger for the health of birds. So, because it reduces the growth rate and egg production and high mortality of the birds. It is high ammonia gas production is controlled by provision of improved ventilation, so that ammonia gas go outside from the exhaust fan, raking of litter material, just raking, and making the litter upside down, and use of litter treatment as calcium carbonate, lime powder as a litter treatment to reduce the moisture content of the litter material, so it is helpful in reducing the ammonia gas production. Second issue, major issue is monitoring. Monitoring means it requires more manpower. So how can you use to reduce the manpower? Other risk of management, because during flock do not know how to birds are growing, and we can't see, large number of birds are kept in a shade, so we can't know how birds are growing, how they are eating, and what, because you only know that when once we kept the bird in the shade, and when the birds are come outside for sale or whatever purpose for culling. At that time, you know how much feed they are eaten and how much what they are gain. That is FCR. So it is the main problem. How can it be solved? Is improve management to get more production. Management practice should be improved to get more production and reduce the management risk. Second, keep the records of day-old chicks to the production. The owner have to keep the records of chicks from day-old stage to the production stage and monitoring all the activities by camera. They have to fit a camera in the shed and monitor all the activity, and this camera, this control room should be placed at one place outside the shed so that all the activity of the bird can be monitored. How birds are feeding, how much they are feeding, how which birds are sick, what there is any faulty watering system, any faulty in feeding system, there is empty feeders, whatever type of this type of management. So we should monitor at control room from the camera. So these are the major issues. One is ammonia gas production and secondary monitoring. So any question on this topic?
No, sir.
Oh. If anybody have any question, please ask. Hello? Anybody have any question related to this topic? Okay.
No, sir.
However, I have sent you the PPT of this topic, but it was in concise, and this slide we have just expand the material. So I will also send this to you. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Wait a minute.